Hello and welcome to Williamson Motorcycles. Regular viewers of our channel will know that we specialise in some of the nicest used motorcycles in the country, but we are also very pleased to be the official Northwest dealership for the wonderful Zontes brand. And right here we are proud to present you with the all new Zontes 703F. Now this wonderful new Super Adventure machine is an absolutely stunning bike. It comes jam-packed with some amazing tech, and you get all of this bike for the amazing price of $6,999 plus your standard on the road fees. Now, as this is an all new bike, I thought I'd do this video to give our customers and potential customers, or anyone who's interested, a little insight into this fantastic machine. Now, we've just locked up the shop for the day, so I thought I'm going to take it out for its first ride and we'll give you a full insight and review into this fantastic bike. So, spec-wise, it comes absolutely adorned with some fantastic features that for this price bracket, it really is a cut above the rest, and it's also maintained a very high quality standard. This really is one of those bikes that you do need to see it and feel it and touch it to appreciate how well built this bike really is. So it comes with a fantastic full colour TFT screen. Really is beautiful. It comes on with the fantastic Zontes logo. We've got numerous style options to choose from, along with smartphone connectivity. There's also multiple rider modes to choose from. It's got tire pressure monitoring system. So again, within that display, you've got all the features that you've come accustomed to on some real high-end bikes. It also comes complete with fully adjustable Marzocchi suspension. So again, for a bike of this price bracket, it really does have some good suspension on there, and the rubber is Michelin Anarchy, so again, a good quality tyre. Most bikes with this price bracket have a cheaper bracket tyre on, but this has kept a good quality tyre on there. We have stunning LED lighting all round as well, so from the front it really does look beautiful. You've got the indicators integrated into the handguards, and they're not just standard indicators, they are the lovely strobe effect indicators. Really is a beautiful feature. We also get full HD cameras front and rear, and the bike comes complete with 128 megabytes of storage built in. So not only does it get the recording, you've also got the storage, so you don't need to go out and buy a memory card as well. These are a great feature. A lot of insurance companies now are requesting cameras going on bikes. We're getting more and more people wanting cameras fitted. Just helps for insurance. A bit like how a lot of cars these days need dash cams. A lot of bikes now wanting cameras, and this comes with them built in, so that really is a great feature to have on here as standard. It also comes as standard with a 3-stage heated grip system, and I can tell you now it works really well. I'm really impressed with how good and how quick they come warm. A lot of these integrated systems do take quite a while to warm up, but these come on really fast and they do keep your hands nice and warm. Of course, as well, it's keyless ignition, so they're always nice. So a keyless entry, you just have the fob with you, you press the on button and away you go. We've also got an electronically controlled screen, so again we can push the button and you've got numerous levels that you can set the screen to, so again a really nice feature to have. We also get USB and USB-C charging points on here as standard. Another feature that this bike comes with as standard is the quick shifter. Obviously just up only like on most adventure bikes, but again it works really well and it's a great system to have on a bike for this price bracket as a standard feature. It also comes with an ultra powerful, ultra lightweight lithium battery as standard, so again, great feature. It can help to not take up as much room, helps with the weight, so again, that being on there as standard is a really good feature. It also comes complete with the generic center stand. Again, that comes as standard. A lot of these bikes these days you've got to add them on, but you get these as standard. We've got billet adjustable levers on here as well, and there's also a storage compartment down here on the left hand side. Now, a few added specs. It's Zontes' own 699cc 3-cylinder engine, and it really does sound superb. It has a 22 litre fuel tank and a seat height of 845mm, so a nice accessible seat height on there as well, and a really good sized tank. But again, as I mentioned early on, it really is one of those bikes that you do really need to see it just to appreciate, and there's just little things thought has gone into all this. So we've got the rear rack here, but as most bikes it's just your normal cast, but on this, on the underneath, it's got a rubber trim. So again, just to help while you're moving the bike, it's nice and grippy and just feels a lot nicer. Little things like that all over the bike just oozes quality, and it's of a quality of a bike with a much higher price bracket than what this comes. Then with regards to added accessories, there's going to be spotlights, crash bars and 3-box aluminium luggage, all on the way very, very soon. Those can be bought separately, or at the time of purchasing there will be a deal for $9.99 to have all of them. So that's full 3-box luggage, crash bars with spotlights, so you can buy them individually, or there'll be a price to buy it at the time you buy the bike to get a great deal on all things. So again, that just adds to the value. So I think I've pretty much run through all the initial details you need to know. I think it's time to get kitted up and let's get this bike on the road. So I'm all suited and booted, let's hit the road. So we're off, here we go. The first miles on the new 703. The first thing that you feel is just the quality, and it's a very, very comfortable riding position as well. And I've currently got my visor open and there's very, very little buffeting, which is always nice. On a nice warm night like this, it's always nice to ride with your visor open, but there's not many bikes that allow you to do so. But straight away, that's the first thing I've noticed. S-bends there, you can really lean it into the corners. Straight away, this is my first go on this bike and it just inspires confidence straight away. Gearbox is very, very smooth. I honestly just, initial thoughts now, a couple of minutes in, is just comfort. It really, really is so comfortable. All the switch gears are easily accessible as well. On some bikes it can be quite a struggle when you've got such an instrument cluster to be able to find the buttons that you need. But on this it seems to be nice and straightforward. Few bikers out, it's that time of year, always nice to see. Tuesday night, which in this neck of the woods is the Delft Biker Night. I think I'll stop on by at the Delphi tonight and see if anybody wants to have a look at this brilliant machine. We're not quite making a racket like those in front. And it doesn't bother it at all. So we're going to go to our local bike tonight and we'll see if it's a busy night or not. Alright, let's see if there's any people here. Okay. So unfortunately, rain has stopped play, but we really did get a lot of interest in the bike, which was great to see. I'm going to see how bad this weather is and we'll see how much longer I decide to stay out. Good old English summertime. Got to be said, I'm thoroughly enjoying this ride. Oh dear. What's going on? Oh no, down biker. That is not what we want to see. That's never what we like to see, a young lad falling off, but his parents were with him, he was okay. go-go juice. A note to all customers, you should only ever put super unleaded in your bikes. None of this E10 rubbish. Super unleaded only, people. You know, it's been a while since I actually filled a bike up at a petrol station. Normally I'm just in the workshop filling it up with my jerry can. Here's a test for my viewers. The bike was empty. Let's see how much in this current climate it takes to fill it up. There we go, she's clicked off. £19.26 from empty to full. So for anyone who would want to know that information, £19 fills a tank. So, mid-ride pause, some stats here that we've just picked up from you. We've just stopped at a fuel station. The fuel light was on, it was flashing. It cost £19 to fill, and that's given me an approximated 230 mile range. So cheap to fill and a good range at that. The bike saying we're currently averaging 65 miles to the gallon as well, and that's just on this initial ride on the site of twisty roads that we've been riding it on. So again, we're getting good fuel consumption, cheap to fill up, and a good range out of that as well. Now, initial thoughts, what a machine. Honestly, I'm not just saying it, as I'm sure you can all appreciate. I ride hundreds upon hundreds of bikes every year. This is just right up there with anything you'll ride. Now, the difference at our shop, because we are an independent dealership and it's our name above the door, we choose what we want to sell. We chose to put our name against this brand, and I can honestly say it really is a fantastic bike. Now, it's just so comfortable. Everything works as you'd expect it to be. Everything feels like the bike should have £5,000 more on the price tag. We stopped off at our local biker night and I just had a crowd around it. I was there for over an hour. I think we had 6 different people sitting on it. I took a whole host of cards. They ended up all going. The amount of interest that we got in the bike was fantastic. Now, what I decided to do was, obviously because it's so new, no one knew about it. The question everyone was asking is, well, how much is it? So what I did was, well, you take a look at the bike and you tell me how much it is. And everybody was saying around £10,000. So that again just shows you the value of this bike, because when people were looking at it and looking at the tech that you get on it, they couldn't believe what you was getting for the price. And honestly, that is the thing that stands out as I'm riding around on this bike. When I ride bikes that we sell in the shop, my used bikes that are twice the price, are they twice the bike? And the honest answer is no. They really have got it so well. This triple engine is fantastic. It's got so much grunt, so we can go out on the tight, twisty roads. And on normal bikes with engines of this size, you're constantly having to go up and down the gearbox. This, you can just leave it in 4th and 5th, and it's got that much low-end grunt and torque. It just pulls away, so it really is fantastic. The quick shifter works really well, really smooth, no notchiness at all. And when you think this is brand new, I am putting the first miles on this bike, so normally the gearboxes take a bit of bedding in, but everything's just so smooth. It really is such a nice, comfortable bike to ride. From my racing background, I am a real front braker. I'm heavy on the front brakes, and with a lot of these adventure bikes, I often experience a lot of diving when I'm coming into bends because I really do brake so heavy with the front. But this holds up really well. It really does. There's no wallowing effects, none of that. Now, when we left the biker night, we got a real downpour. And as every experienced biker knows, when it's been so dry and you get a downpour, it just makes for real greasy conditions. I just had nothing but confidence with this bike, no twitchiness, nothing. Unfortunately, you will have seen in the video that we did pass a young rider who had fallen off because of that the greasiness just past it just really catches everyone out. And for anyone who's wondering, the young lad was okay. His parents were there when I arrived, so I made sure that everything was okay before I left. But that again just goes to show tricky conditions, but on this bike it just took it all with a breeze. So yeah, it really is a fantastic machine. So I'm going to jump back on it now and go and put some more miles on it. So that's it, we're back from our first ever ride on our all new 703F, and honestly I am so impressed. Now it's hard for me because I'm just an out and out bike enthusiast, so I can ride pretty much all bikes and they'll put a smile on my face because I just love bikes. However, I have a deep understanding of what makes a bike great. You know, if anyone doesn't know my background, I've raced bikes since the age of 6 and I've spent more of my life a professional racer than I haven't. So I do know a bit about riding bikes. I've worked on bikes since I was 15 years old, so I know what puts a good bike together and I can feel all the good aspects of a bike. So when I do ride a bike and I do these sort of things, I really do know what makes a good motorcycle, and I can tell you right now, this is a great motorcycle, especially for the price. I know I've gone over this a lot in the video, and I'm sorry if I'm boring you saying the same thing over and over, but what I can't stress highly enough is how good this bike is for the money. Now, you could honestly put £2,000 more on this and I'd say, well yeah, it's worth the money, but for what you're getting for $6,999, it really is mind-blowing. You'll have seen earlier in the video that we stopped at the local bike night. Again, I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself, but we got a lot of attention. The bike, we had, I think there was 6 or 7 people sat on it. Unfortunately, rain stopped play. I couldn't stay there as long as I'd have hoped because we got a real heavy downpour, so everyone just dispersed in true motorcycle fashion. But it was just good to see people seeing this bike, because obviously it's just broke cover, nobody there had seen it before, and you'll see from the video, just literally we just, as soon as I pulled in, just eyes were drawn to the bike. That is the sort of thing this is. It just has that look with the LED lights on the front. It really does have a very striking look. But looks aside, obviously you spend more time riding the bike than looking at it. Just the way the seat is, you sat in the bike. A lot of bikes you can be sat on them, and I find myself constantly having to readjust myself. I don't think I adjusted my position once the whole time. It really is comfortable. Obviously we're all built differently. I'm 5'11", so just bang average really, and it just fits me absolutely perfect. Doesn't feel heavy at all, and when you're riding it's very light and nimble. Obviously, as you'll have seen, because we had the downpour, that can make riding conditions quite tricky, but I had utmost confidence in this bike. The Michelin Anarchy tyres just stuck to the road. I mentioned previously, from my racing background, I'm really heavy on the front brake. That's where I do a lot of my braking, and on most adventure bikes you can get a tendency for it to dive going into the bends when you're on the front brake, but these Marzocchi suspension, it really does hold up fine, and this is just as it's come out of the box, not even done any adjustments to the clickers or anything, but just straight out of the box you can just ride it. It really is superb. Again, we stopped at the fuel station, the fuel light was on, £19.20 to fill it up, and that put 227 miles on the range, and that's obviously the bike still calibrating, and I've only just been stop starting on twisty roads, so I think if you was going on a longer run you'd get even more out of that. So again, very economical. This triple engine, fantastic. It has so much low end grunt that you can go on them twisty roads, and instead of having to be constantly up and down the gearbox, it just pulls. I was just holding it in 4th and 5th. It's just nice and smooth. You've got sport and eco mode. I preferred it in the sports mode, but again, that's just me because I like to pull my gears a little bit longer. Sports mode was the one for me. Obviously we've got a downpour, put the heated grips on, boom, instantly warm and dry hands. They work to treat. The electric screen, again, when the rain came, just ease with the button, just up. Again, there's a lot of buttons on this cluster, and a lot of bikes, when there's a lot of buttons, you can get your fingers all mixed up and you're pressing buttons you shouldn't be pressing, but I found everything straightforward. I didn't miss the indicators once, I didn't find myself pressing the horn instead of the indicators. Everything's easily accessible, everything works as you'd want it to. Again, just everything is really nice and easy. Another good point is the quick shifter. Now it does work. We get quick shifters on these bikes and they can be quite notchy, don't really work. Seamless, and it seems to be calibrated well as well. Sometimes you can have a quick shifter on there and there's an actual delay and it doesn't feel nice, but this seems to be calibrated perfectly, works really well. Again, this is a brand new motorcycle, but the gearbox is fine. Sometimes when gearboxes are new they can be quite notchy, but no, absolutely seamless. I really don't have anything bad to say about the bike at all. Obviously I tried a few different style options on the dash. I preferred it in the sport style option. You've got adventure, sport and city, and then you've got the option for when you've got your phone connected. Obviously with the bike being so new, the app is out there, but Zontes are still writing the software on the app to be able to make you put your phone on there. But the Bluetooth, it found the Bluetooth on my phone, so everything's all working. But you will be able to do the CarPlay on here. That software is on its way, but for the time being I was just using the sport mapping setting on there for the display. I preferred that one because it had a lot of information and the dials and everything were nice and clear on that setting, so that's the one that I found myself using. As I said, found myself using the sports mapping, but yeah, really is superb. Obviously we have got people booked in for demo rides on this, so we can't wait to see all of our customers' feedback. If you are looking at this as a potential customer, this bike right here is going to be available for test rides, so you're welcome to get in touch and book yourself on that. Again, if you want to come and see these bikes in store, just get in touch, make an appointment. We've got the fantastic Zontes range in store, but this video is about the 703F Super Adventure, and I can honestly say, what a bike.